there is one truth to the nature of our human reality, our human condition. It's that our field of experience is one dependent on the polarity of positive and negative emotions. Throughout our lifespan and our day-to-day life, we experience the joys, the downfalls, the happiness, the sadness, the love, and the despair of life itself. And we fully understand that we strive for one and we avoid the other. Obviously, positivity and negativity, right? But through life's experiences, through adversity, it can be difficult escaping those kinds of realities that we see as painful. Trauma is the ultimate variable that brings about these negative emotions and these negative experiences. And if we don't manage our own emotions, if we aren't capable of taking in these experiences in a way that is healthy, then it's ultimately going to diminish our self-esteem, our own integrity, and we lose touch of the identity that is inherent to our being. And this can manifest in many ways. We can experience depression, we can experience anxiety, we can experience complete delusion of ourselves and the reality around us. And this is not a good feeling. This sucks. So how do we escape this tormentation, this never-ending hell? Ultimately, it's going to come to a few steps in order to reach that divine, positive place. First step is being aware that you're in that position in the first place. Understanding that you might have depression, or you might be experiencing an abnormal amount of anxiety, or that you're kind of lying to yourself. You're just being deceitful to your own, to yourself and the people around you. And this can be one of the hardest steps because we often shield ourselves from truths that are too real, that are too painful. But it must be done. The second step would be to, in one form or another, take action. To be proactive in the environment around you, or be proactive in a way that engages your mind to, finding out what is possible. In taking action in some form, we are experimenting, we are finding the potential opportunities that are out there that might pull us out of that negative mind space. This can be, engaging in physical activity such as a sport, in working out, running, or to engage in a more intellectual or creative endeavor. This can be in the form of art, photography. It can be in the form of poetry. It can be in the form of, meditation. Engaging the mind, engaging the body in the way that pulls you out of that depressed or compressed state of being. The next step would be to kind of puzzle piece the things that you've found through your experiments, through your engagement with the world around you. At this point, you might be trying to see, okay, this works, engaging in this activity makes me feel somewhat decent, or this activity makes me feel even worse. Understanding what are the things that are working to your benefit, and some of the things that are just not going to contribute to your personality. And I think the ultimate step would be to put all these things together in a way that is engaging and that ultimately fulfills a greater need. And what is that greater need? Ultimately, it's understanding that this reality we live in, it's limited, and that we're vulnerable creatures, and that we age, and that we experience these positives and negatives. Understanding our human potential, our human capabilities, so that we can let go. That's the key. Learning how to let go in a way that isn't fearful, that doesn't bring us anxiety, but ultimately liberates us from any form of, greater responsibility other than enjoying this opportunity that we have. Letting go of any need to satisfy a societal standard, any form of, ego gratification. These are completely unnecessary when you've reached the absolute bottom of negative experience. And you realize you're not important. What is important is understanding that you have one life to live, that the people around you and the experiences you have with them are the only things that truly matter. The activities, the thoughts that you engage with are the only things that truly matter. And building a reality that allows you to fully embrace what's going on. In knowing this, and knowing that you're on a path towards something that's a little bit more healthy, it's a little bit like, stimulating in a way that gives you life instead of taking. That is what allows you to let go and to ascend in a way out of those dark places. If there's one thing I can leave you with, is that there's no real way of screwing up this life other than taking yourself too seriously, trying to fulfill a delusion that isn't realistic, that isn't possible, and lying to yourself in a way that serves no greater purpose. And that if you feel devalued by the events of that occur in your life, or you feel devalued by the thoughts or the emotions that you experience, that isn't really the case. You are valuable in and of itself, and that's enough, So don't feel the need to satisfy something that doesn't have to be. That this is it, and it's okay. So, if you're feeling negative in some sort of way, if you're feeling depressed, you're feeling anxious, understand that this is just one side, one field of one condition in the greater field of experience, and that leaving that side, and leaving that kind of darker place is possible. And you can achieve a lifestyle, a quality of life that is desirable, that is sustainable. And don't lose hope. There's always a way out. Thank you.